Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Ashtapadi Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Ashadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Ashadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Ashadi Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtata Vishukharine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Krishna. So how is everybody? A very beautiful, rainy good morning. In Durban it rains a lot. That's very nice actually. Water is the source of life. And when there is abundance of water, you can see. As Sri Radharaman Prabhu was mentioning the other day, he thought Cape Town was paradise. And Durban, he felt was more beautiful. With all its lash green and beautiful. So, and this place also is very nice. And are you all comfortable here? The beautiful arrangement. Yesterday we were discussing that it is actually that way. This is considered to be 4-star facility. But actually it is even beyond 5-star. Like, not many hotel has this kind of arrangement, like beautiful sitting arrangements, beautiful dining arrangements. That way South Africa is a beautiful country. And the credit we must give to the settlers here, those who came from Europe. It's because of them actually South Africa became the way it is. And it's still maintaining. Like the quality of things here is very high class. I should also give the credit to the Indian settlers also. They helped this place in another way. And Indians actually brought another dimension to the South African culture. I heard that one of the early Indians, one thing they did about South Africa is to educate their children. The system did not allow the Indians to get educated. But the Indians made that arrangement. They got teachers, they brought teachers from India. And among themselves, those who got educated, they also got into education. And that's why the Indian community is very educationally, they're very advanced. And in a way, we can say that South African Indians have the best of both worlds. They have preserved the Indian culture and they have accepted the dynamism of the West. So that was a beautiful plan. And once Jayadvaita Maharaj, who is a linguist himself, he considered that the South African Indian speaks the best English. And I tell you, Jayadvaita Maharaj doesn't flatter anyone. Sunil Mohan, thank you, welcome. Shri Hari, Anuradha, welcome. Children, Shankarshan, thank you all for coming. Sometimes I have to put pressure on you. And it works. And thank you very much for being such good boys and girls. Radhapriya, Shulakshana, how are you doing? Are you happy to be here? Hare Krishna. So, one more thing I also want to say at the outset. Please have questions. It is not for anything other than helping others. You see, when it is just a straight class, one cannot really retain it that well. One may appreciate the story and everything, but when it comes to retaining or learning, question answers actually help. Because then the thing is pointed. You know what is the question and how the answer is coming. So make it a point. Like I tell you, why I'm saying it, because I noticed this kind of seminars in other places, I have so many questions that I go over time and still I can't finish it. So, since you are so intelligent, I'm sure, Prabhupada said, asking questions is a sign of intelligence. I know you all are very humble also at the same time. But for the benefit of this seminar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his Sankirtan. And when did he start the Sankirtan? In Navadvip, after he got initiated by Ishwar. That was, Mahaprabhu showed in this way how through initiation, transformation takes place. He was in a way, in a certain way, all his life. But right after initiation, he was totally transformed. The devotees of Navadvip used to pray to the Lord. And they used to lament also, Nimai Pandit, such a brilliant person. If he became a devotee, he would become such a brilliant example. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also used to make fun of them. That someday I'll become a devotee. And when I become a devotee, you all will see what it means to be a devotee. And he's playing his pastimes in such a wonderful way. And he was totally transformed right after his initiation. He became mad in his Krishna consciousness. And then he came to Navadvip and gradually he started Sankirtan. Right after returning to Navadvip, he was completely lost in his Krishna consciousness, such a way that he was so absorbed in thinking about Krishna all the time and feeling that intense separation from Krishna that everyone was very, very worried. Some even thought that he became mad. And then he gradually started the Sankirtan, congregationally chanting. And most of the times the chanting used to take place, not most of the time, actually for one full year, every night they had their program in the house of Shiva Shankar. Every night. They would sleep at night. Throughout the night they would do something. And during the day also they would go out and do something. I don't know when they slept. Throughout the night they chanted and during the day also they chanted. At night, they used to chant in Srivas Thakur's house, and during the day, they used to go out in the city of Navadvip, and they would chant congregation, invite everyone. And some very wonderful incidents happened during that time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur to go out and distribute the holy name. Prati ghare ghare giya karo ei bhikha. Go from door to door and beg. A sadhu goes from door to door and begs. But what was their kind of begging? Kaho Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna shikha. Please chant the holy name of the Lord. Please serve the Supreme Personality. And please accept His teaching in your life. That is what we are begging. This has been very beautifully described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Now describing our Nityananda Prabhu. He is saying, Nityananda Prabhu is telling, Jathishtam re bhrato guru hari hari dhana manisham. Bhrato means brothers. Brothers, just chant the holy name of the Lord. Tato pa samsaram buddhi tarano dayo mahina. Then I will become responsible to take you across this ocean of material nature. You simply chant and I will be responsible to take you out of this material nature. That's the only thing that you have to do, just chant and I will take care of the rest. Nityananda Prabhu is giving that assurance. Tato pa samsaram buddhi tarano dayo mahina. Idam bahus photoi ratoti ratayanja prati krihan. Saying that he was going from door to door, from house to house. Bahus photoi, with his hands raised upwards. Ratoti ratayanja. And Vrindavan Thakur made the translation of this verse into Bengali also. That one became even more profound. He's saying, Ato boli nityanando bhume gori jai. Before that, my dear brothers, please chant the holy name of the Lord, and with that price you buy me. What a condition he is making. You simply chant the holy name, and I will become purchased by you due to that price. Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is making that condition. That by me, amari kiniya lahu bhajo gaura. Kiniya lahu means purchase. Bhajo gaura, simply serve gaura, chant the Lord. So this is how merciful Nityananda Prabhu is. And with that mood he went out. He was telling everybody, and he came across two persons, terrible individuals. They were so sinful. They were actually like the rulers of Navadvip at that time. They were extremely powerful. They were the Kotwal. Kotwal means police chief. The Muslims were ruling, so they got the worst person to be the maintainer of so-called law and order. And these two persons were born in a Brahmana family, exalted Brahmana family, but they were like two rogues. They were actually classic demons. Who are these persons? Right. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravan, Kumbhakarna, Shishupal, Dantavakra, now Jagai and Madhai. So you can see what was their nature like. Extremely offensive to the Lord and extremely tyrannical. They would murder people for no rhyme or reason. They would just set the house in fire. They had some conflict or something they didn't like about somebody, not even a conflict. Nobody dared to go near them. They were so terrible. And if anything happened, like, just to give an example, they went to wine shop. Even those days in India also they used to have, it's an age-old culture. They went to a wine shop and one person did not stand up when they entered. So they became very upset. They chased him. So he ran away. Although they couldn't catch him, but they found out where his house was. They just went and set the house in fire. They would burn houses, they would rape women. That was the daily affair. It was so terrible. And I mean, totally merciless. And Nityananda Prabhu considered that if these two persons can become made into devotees, then the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be really established. That holy name can transform even such rogues. And so here, Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu used to go out as a team. So they were totally drunk one day and they approached, my dear brothers, please chant the holy name. And just that, they became so upset. You dare to give me advice? You dare to tell me what I should do? Catch these guys. And they all, although they were drunk, they were pretty fit. They ran. And they also ran. Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu ran. And they were chasing them. Nobody knew what would have happened, and people were actually praying for them. That, oh Lord, save these two guys. Probably they will be killed by these two demons. Then finally, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur went to a potter's shop where all the clay pots were piled up, and they hid behind the clay pots. And they couldn't find them, and they kind of went ahead without finding. Nityananda Prabhu, and when Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu went back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every day they used to report to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Haridas Thakur said, I'm not going to go with this character. He says that crazy is something even beyond that. And he started to describe what Nityananda Prabhu used to do. And he said, well, other activities I could tolerate. But this one, today we have been finished. And then again, another day, Nityananda Prabhu approach them. But this time, they caught him. Nityananda Prabhu actually went. He said, let me just go and see what they will do. And they were actually, in India those days, there was no glass bottle for wine. They used to have it in clay pots. That was Indian culture. Use it once and throw it away. Clay pots. So they were drinking from clay pots. So they hit Nityananda Prabhu on the head with the clay pot. The edge of the clay pot. Broke the clay pot. The edge becomes very sharp. And hit him. And he started to bleed. The news reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He immediately came there. Madhai was about to hit again. So Jagai actually stopped. He said, he is a sadhu. What will you gain by hitting? Spare. But when Nityananda Prabhu came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, seeing Nityananda Prabhu in that condition, he called his Sudarshan. And Jagai and Madhai saw the brilliant effulgent chakra is approaching. So seeing that, Nityananda Prabhu fell at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. He said, my Lord, in this incarnation you are not to use your weapons. You are not to use your children. In this incarnation, you have taken a vow that you won't use any weapon. Your weapon will be the holy name. Your weapon will be your love. With your love, you are going to conquer. And now seeing that, those two brothers, Jagai and Madhai, they became completely transformed. So Nityananda Prabhu told that, yes, Madhai actually hit me, but Jagai protected me. When he was about to hit me again, he actually stopped. So hearing that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. He said, since you protected Nityananda, so I'll forgive you, but I won't forgive the one who hit him. And only then, where you committed your offense, if he forgives you, then only you can be forgiven. Nityananda Prabhu immediately understood. And this is how these two brothers were transformed. They fell at the feet of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya. Wait for it. And from then onwards, they were totally transformed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took them with him. They joined the Sankirtan. Then they took bath in the Ganges. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took their sin, they were so sinful that Mahaprabhu's golden complexion became black. And seeing what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had done, Jamaraj fainted. That he was having trouble figuring out how to judge them because they committed so many sins that there was no way to figure out what would be their punishment. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy absolved them from all their sinful reactions. And these two brothers became devotees. So this is how Sankirtan movement was being established. In one hand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out that there is nothing to be afraid of when you are taking shelter of the holy name. And at the same time, he also pointed out that anybody, no matter how sinful he may be, could become a devotee. The Lord's mercy descended in this age to deliver the most fallen one. And when one takes shelter of the holy name, then he will become completely free from all his sinful reactions. And since then, what Madhai used to do, he used to feel so guilty that he hit Nityananda. That from morning till night, he would just sit on the bank of the Ganges. He created a ghat, means steps that would go into the river. And the people, those who would come to take bath, he would serve them. So, this is how Nityananda Prabhu delivered Jagai. And they used to have the kirtan at night. Now, unfortunately, some brahmanas became upset about that. And they complained to Chaitanya, the Qazi, the magistrate. Under the king, there was this magistrate who used to take care of the law and order or administration of the place. So, before we go into, anyway, so Chat Qazi became very, very upset because the Brahmanas complained to him. And the complaint was, this Nimai Pandit is introducing some strange culture in the name of religion. And you are the ruler, your business is to see that dharma is properly practiced. So this person has introduced some concocted ideas in the name of dharma. So as a ruler, as a maintainer of law and order, as a maintainer of dharma, you must take care of that. See, the Brahmana, the Hindus are going against it. This is one very unfortunate aspect. I think it happens in many other cultures also. Anyway, at least we can see that how that reminds me of another consideration, another happening. Yesterday I was mentioning about how the Sikhs were defending the Brahminical culture. You see, Sikhism didn't start from Guru Nanak. Sikhism actually started from Guru Gobind Singh. And it all started, anyway, I think it will be interesting, although I'm going off in a tangent a little bit. The Brahmanas from Kashmir came and reported to Guru Gobind Singh that this is what the Muslims are doing. So please give us protection. So Guru Gobind Singh, he was the leader, he was the guru. And his father was murdered by the Muslims. His father's name was Tegh Bahadur. He was the leader of the Sikhs, that community at that time. And the Muslims actually killed him. And that's also another beautiful incident. Tegh Bahadur, the Muslims actually wanted to arrest him. So he said, look, give me 6 months. And for the 6 months he went from village to village and he inspired people about the importance of Vedic culture, Brahminical culture. And then after 6 months he went to the Muslim king, and voluntarily he offered himself to be arrested. So they gave him a proposal that you surrender, you become a Muslim. And he said, no, I can't. So then they decided to slaughter him, behead him. He used to wear a turban, and when his head fell, inside his turban they found a piece of paper. And the paper said, I gave my head, but I didn't give my essence. So that was Tegh Bahadur. Tegh Bahadur's son was Guru Gobind Singh. He became the leader of the community at the age of 12. That's how old he was at that time. And others were actually trying to become the leader of the community. But anyway, there was some divine intervention and Guru Gobind Singh became the leader. And Guru Gobind Singh, when he grew up, people came to him, Brahmanas came to him asking for protection because they were warrior class. So then he called all his followers and he announced that Dharma needs some sacrifice. Who is prepared to offer himself for the sacrifice? So one person stepped forward. So he took him into the tent, inside the tent, and he came back with blood-stained sword. He said, Dharma wants more sacrifice. Another person stepped forward. In this way, he took 5 individuals inside the tent. Then finally, he came back with all 5 of them. And he said that Dharma is not asking for this kind of sacrifice. The who is going to offer himself to protect Dharma. And that is how he started the Sikh. The word Sikh means Shishya. Sikh jo sikhta hai. Sikh. Learn. And actually what he meant is, what he created is called Khalsa. Khalsa means pure. The pure ones. And with them he created the army. And he was giving a tough time to the Muslims. And he was fighting mainly in the mountain areas, where the Muslims couldn't actually fight. But what the Muslims did, in the mountain area there were the Hindu kings. And the Muslims made truce with the Hindu kings to fight against Guru Gobind Singh. That's why Guru Gobind Singh separated himself from the so-called Hindus. He was protecting the Hindus, and now the Hindus are lining up against him with the Muslims. So that's why today, the Sikhs do not identify themselves as Hindus. So these are the, the unfortunate aspects of so-called Hinduism. Therefore, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas do not really identify themselves with Hindus. We have our understanding clear. We are not Hindus as such. The Hindu name was given to the Muslims. And look at what is Hinduism today. In my simple understanding, all other religions have their conviction to their religion. But Hindus are a group of individuals who do not have any conviction to anything. Jato mat tato pat. That is what Hindu is. Whatever is your way, that is the way. You can do anything. Anyway, the point is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chadkazi, here, the Hindus actually reported against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement to the Muslim ruler. And the Muslim ruler came, started to beat them up, the soldiers. And Chadkazi himself took the mridanga and broke the mridanga and said that whoever will chant, whoever will do this again, I will take away his religion. That means I'll force him to convert. And the whole city now is completely petrified. What will happen? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not present. Nityananda Prabhu also was not present that night when Chandra came. In the morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got the news. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got the news, his form at that time became like Rudra. Lord Shiva in his destructive mood. He was roaring, he was roaring. Whoever dares to stop the chanting of the holy name. If necessary, I will wipe out all the javanas. Let me see who tries to stop this Sankirtan. And he said, this evening, everyone assemble here with a torch in your hand. And we'll go marching towards Chandkazi. And let us see what he can do. And it's a beautiful description of that. Throughout the day, they all made arrangements. Like they made these torches, they decorated their houses with banana trees, banana plants on water pot with mango leaves, and they made all the decoration with, that's called alpana. And then at night, the procession started. Millions of people joined. And Chaitanya Bhagavat describes that even the demigods joined. Assuming they are the form of a human being. Hiding their identity, they also joined. The whole place was filled. And can you imagine, like millions of people with torch in their hands, chanting the holy name. And at the same time, some were also shouting all kinds of slogans. Chandkazi heard the sound and he sent his men to go and find out what's happening. So his soldiers actually. They came and they saw this sight. They ran back to him and said, let's run away. We don't know what's going to happen. So many of them are coming. We cannot really confront them. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already told them, let's see Chandkazi, let's see what his king can do to him. And they went to Chandkazi's house, palace actually. They broke the walls, broke the fencing, destroyed the garden. And Chandkazi was hiding inside the house. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into the house and called him. That, why I've come to your house, why are you hiding? So Chandkazi came out and he started to, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, how dare you try to stop this Sankirtan? Now Chandkazi became quite mellow. He said, Nimai, in a village relationship, you are my nephew. Because in the village, the community used to be so tightly, so closely connected to each other. The men and women, the young boys and girls used to develop brother-sister relationship. So he said that in that relationship, your mother was my sister. We are from the same village. And you are my nephew. Now this is another connotation also. Who is this Chatkazi? Chatkazi is Kamsa. So, in that relationship, he is his uncle. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had discussions with him, and he pointed out that your religion is a very young religion, and it doesn't really have the depth and profundity of understanding. And anyway, so they had the discussion. Then eventually Chatkazi actually admitted the night when he broke the mridanga, that night when he was sleeping, a lion came to him. He saw a lion. And the lion was actually sitting on his chest. And he said, I'm going to kill you today. You dare to stop my chanting of the holy name. And then Chatkazi opened up his vest and he showed the marks of the nails of the lion on his chest. And so he said that I learned my lesson. And since then Chatkazi became a follower of Sri Chaitanya. And you know something? Chatkazi's descendants are still there in Mayapur. Although they're Muslims, they're vegetarian. And Chatkazi actually made an announcement that from then onwards, no one from his family would go against his Sankirtan. So, and he said that if anyone went against the Sankirtan movement, he would disown him from the family. So their family, the descendants are still there. They are very supportive to our movement. And you must have seen Chatkazi's Samadhi. There are two trees. One is a neem tree and one is a frangipani tree. They are embracing each other. Neem tree is symbolic to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and frangipani tree is representing Chatkazi. They are embracing each other. When you go out in parikrama, how many of you have gone to Navadvip parikrama? And did you see Chatkazi? Did you go to Chatkazi's Samadhi? Yes. You see how he is honored by the Vaishnavas till today. So this is how the Sankirtan movement started. Okay. So this morning I won't take any question. But write your questions down, keep your question. This late morning session, next session, we'll take some questions. I'll keep plenty of time for question answers. And so I'll just finish today's class with two other incidents that happened in Srivas Thakur's house. When they used to have Sankirtan at night, no, unqualified individual was not allowed. That means only devotees were allowed to come to take part. And they used to select who should be allowed in and who should not be. So Srivas Thakur's mother-in-law became curious. What's happening at night? Let me see. So that night, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started the kirtan and he was telling that I am not feeling the mood of chanting today. What's the matter? Like I am not feeling that ecstasy. And Srivas Thakur became curious. He became worried also. What happened? Why the Lord is not feeling up to it today? So he went inside and he started to look around. And he found that his mother-in-law was hiding under the bed. So Shiva Thakur got hold of her and threw her out of the house. So, although his mother-in-law, close relationship, but because she was not a devotee, she was not allowed, and her presence was affecting the chanting that night. Another night, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same way, that not feeling up to it. So that day what actually happened, when the kirtan was going on, Shiva Thakur heard the sound of crying from inside the house. So he went inside and he found that the ladies were crying because his son just died. So Shiva Thakur told them, don't cry, because if you're crying affects Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan, then I'll go and drown myself in Ganga. So they controlled themselves. And Shiva, see, his son died and he did not care for that. He went back. He told the ladies in the house were naturally feeling the sorrow and crying, and to stop them from crying, and went back to the Sankirtan. But at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, why I'm not really feeling the mood tonight? Then Nityananda Prabhu told him what actually happened. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very upset. Shiva, your son died and you are not at all affected by that. You are doing this kirtan. Shiva Thakur's response was, let everybody die. I don't care. Let everybody in my family die. I don't care. But your Sankirtan should stop. So this is how Shiva Thakur showed his attachment to the holy name and the chanting of the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Shiva Thakur. Then he went inside the house, and the body of that dead body was lying. We called him, my son, why did you leave your parents? Drowning them in an ocean of salt. Come back. So the boy became alive. He sat up on the table. And he asked, which parents you are talking about? I had so many parents. Now which one you are talking about? And he said, my Lord, I am going back to your lotus feet. So please allow me to go back. And Chaitanya. So these are such beautiful incidences that marks the glory of the holy name. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. So I have 5 minutes maybe for question answer. If anyone has a question, Shaman.
Garaj, thank you for such a wonderful morning session. In third canto, we see that Jai and Vijay were cursed to appear 3 times as demons. And now we see that Jada and Madhava appeared, so that's the 4th time. So how is it that they appeared as Jada and Madhava when the curse was finished after 3 months?
Yeah, this has 2 aspects. One is, if the 4th appearance was announced, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's identity would be revealed. But his coming has covered And it has been pointed out that 3 times they came due to the curse. And 4th time they came out of their own volition. They themselves wanted to take part and play the role. Since Mahaprabhu was hiding his identity, they also did not disclose their identity through that curse as such. They came out of their own volition. Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yesterday Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the Sudarshan Chakra from being used against the assassins of Haridas Thakur. This morning you spoke about him stopping that weapon yet again when Lord Nityananda Ram prays to him. May I ask you to elaborate on this mood of the Lord as Bhakta Vatsala to serve his devotees?
Yeah, very good. Very good. You see, in Bhagavad Gita, do you remember? Krishna made Arjun to declare, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati, that my devotees will never vanquish. He made Arjun to make that promise. Why? Because he doesn't hesitate to break his promise sometimes. As you said, especially for his Bhakta Vatsala. He doesn't hesitate to break his promise in order to protect his devotees. Right? And these are the indications. Although he has his agenda that he won't touch any weapon, but he doesn't hesitate to do that when it comes to protecting his devotee. Let my vow go to hell. My defending my devotee. For the sake of defending my devotee, I don't mind breaking my promise. The same thing he was about to do also in the battle of Kurukshetra. Like he took a vow that he won't touch weapon. But when Bhishma was fighting so fiercely and Arjun was difficulty, seeing that Krishna broke his vow, he picked up the broken wheel of a chariot. But that broken wheel of a chariot actually became Sudarshan Chakra in his hand. And he attacked Bhishma. At that time what Bhishma did, dropped his weapon and started to offer prayers. But Arjun stopped him. My Lord, you took a vow not to touch any weapon. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Gaur Premanande. So see you at 11. And have a nice breakfast and enjoy your morning siesta.